Sung Om by Alfred Sung. This come out in 1989. A lot of people call this the Irish Spring fragrance, and I agree. Let me tell you what I get from this. Actually, it's really important for me to talk about the first hour. The first hour is smells like Irish Spring soap. It's extremely soapy. It's extremely floral. It's very, very sweet, very green, like pine and fir. But all those accords that I just mentioned are all aldehydes. The soapiness, the Irish Spring, the floral, the sweetness, the pine, all those are aldehydes. And the first hour, all those accords are extremely strong and aggressive. It's like all those accords are concentrated. They're super, super, super strong and aggressive. And everything in here smells, especially the first couple of hours. It's not so bad in the dry down, but the first couple of hours, everything smells artificial. The sweetness, it's artificial sweetness, artificial floral, artificial pine. And it's because they use so much aldehydes in here, it makes it smell that way. It's extremely soapy, but it's very fresh, very clean smelling. Um, After everything calms down a little bit, after a couple hours, it's much more pleasant. It's not quite as strong and concentrated, and you actually pick up a little bit more of the spices and the herbs that are in here. I don't get any citrus whatsoever. This is mainly soapy aldehydes and very sweet, very floral. The floral in here is artificial smelling. There's no way I could say, yeah, I pick up rose or I smell carnation or something like that. Everything's more of an accord than notes. I can't smell any notes. I can't smell anything specific. Everything is more of an accord. It's just a general floral, a general pine and green, but tons and tons and tons of aldehydes. Sometimes, actually, when I wear this, it's so strong the first hour that I go nose blind. I go anosmic. It's just an overload on my sense of smell, and that part of my nose just shuts down because it's just an overload. It's so strong. But after a couple of hours, if you can stand that much, that concentrated and that strong, after a couple of hours, it gets really nice. You can still smell all that, and everything still smells artificial, but it's so much more pleasant when it starts getting into the dry down. Um, Man, this is really, really super, super soapy, super fresh. A lot of aldehydes. It smells like um, sometimes it almost smells like laundry detergent, that concentrated laundry detergent. That's sort of what it smells like sometimes to me. Um, and the way I describe this, it sounds like I probably hate this fragrance, but I actually don't. It's not one. It's definitely not one of my favorites. I can't wear this all the time because it's just too much. But every once in a while, I love to pull this out. After I get out of the shower before I go to bed, I'll spray some of this on, and it's so fresh and clean. Um, but it's definitely not one of my favorites. Um, if I had to rate this from 1 to 10, I couldn't give it no more than like a 6.5. But I still like it. I think it's nice. I think it's nice to wear every once in a while, but not all the time. Do I recommend it? I think so. I think everybody should try this. I never really heard of anybody talk crap about this fragrance. But I don't see everybody liking this because it is really full of aldehydes and artificial smelling. But from what I've read and from what I've heard, the majority of the fragrance community really likes this. And I do too, to a certain extent. I just like it better after a couple of hours of wearing it. This is still, as far as I know, very, very, very inexpensive. I think you can get 100 mil for like 20 or 30 bucks, I think. So if you're interested in something really, really soapy and fresh and clean smelling, even though it's artificial, I do recommend it. And I'll put a link in the description on where you can get this if you're interested. I think everybody should at least try it. Anyway, I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Peace.